What if the barrier between your current life and your dream existence was thinner than you ever imagined? Ancient wisdom keepers and modern quantum physicists agree on one startling truth. Consciousness shapes reality. The vibrations of your thoughts, especially those delivered in the twilight state between wakefulness and sleep, can literally reprogram the energetic blueprint of your life. This isn't wishful thinking. It's the science of neural plasticity meeting the art of conscious manifestation. The most powerful moments for transformation occur when your mind transitions from beta to alpha and theta brainwaves, those precious minutes before sleep, when your critical analytical mind surrenders to the realm where possibilities exist in their purest form. During this sacred window, your subconscious lies open and receptive, like fertile soil awaiting seeds of intention. The words you speak in these moments bypass the usual filters and limitations that keep you tethered to old patterns and outdated versions of yourself. You've likely experienced the phenomenon already without recognizing its significance. Think about those nights when you fell asleep worried about a presentation or conflict, only to wake up with that anxiety magnified. Or conversely, those evenings when you drifted off feeling grateful and peaceful, arising the next morning with an inexplicable sense of opportunity and joy. These weren't coincidences, but demonstrations of your mind's inherent manifestation power, working silently as you slumbered, rearranging neural pathways and energetic frequencies to align with your dominant thoughts. The ancient Egyptians called this practice Heika, speaking words of power during transition states to influence reality. Hawaiian kahunas referred to it as kahi pulu, the planting of thought seeds during dream time. Modern neuroscientists now confirm what mystics have taught for millennia. The pre-sleep state represents a unique opportunity to bypass the conscious mind's resistance and directly influence the subconscious patterns that govern 95% of your behaviors, perceptions, and manifestations. Are you ready to harness this quantum gateway and step into the version of reality you've always known was possible? Edison, Tesla, Einstein, history's greatest inventors and thinkers shared a common practice. They deliberately used the hypnagogic state, that magical threshold between wakefulness and sleep, to access insights, solutions, and creative breakthroughs. Edison famously napped while holding steel balls in his hands, positioned over metal pans. As he drifted into sleep and his grip relaxed, the falling balls would wake him, allowing him to capture the inspirations that arose during this liminal consciousness. Was this merely a quirky habit, or had these visionaries discovered something fundamental about how reality is constructed? The pre-sleep state creates a unique neurological condition where the analytical left brain relaxes its dominance, allowing the intuitive right brain to communicate more freely. This is why dream solutions often appear for problems that stumped your waking mind. It's during this transition that the conscious and subconscious mind can engage in dialogue, exchanging information that remains inaccessible during full wakefulness. Your subconscious, the true powerhouse of manifestation, becomes receptive to new programming precisely when your conscious mind's gatekeepers stand down. Consider for a moment what might be possible if you deliberately harnessed this powerful state instead of surrendering to random thoughts or scrolling through social media until exhaustion claims you. Your evening routine isn't just about hygiene and comfort. It's a sacred ritual that determines which reality version you'll step into upon awakening. The ancient yogic tradition calls this practice sankalpa, planting a seed of intention during deep relaxation that grows into manifestation while you sleep. Modern scientific studies on sleep-dependent memory consolidation confirm that information received before sleep undergoes preferential processing and integration. What separates those who remain trapped in cycles of limitation from those who continuously evolve into expanded versions of themselves? Often it's simply the awareness and deliberate use of this pre-sleep programming opportunity. While most people allow their minds to ruminate on the day's frustrations or tomorrow's worries, essentially instructing their subconscious to create more of the same, masters of manifestation use these precious minutes to install new beliefs, expectations, and vibrational frequencies that attract entirely different experiences upon awakening. Why do so many transformation attempts fail, despite our best intentions and initial enthusiasm? The answer lies in a neurological phenomenon that few personal development experts address: cognitive dissonance. When you consciously affirm something that contradicts your subconscious programming, your mind experiences conflict. Like antibodies attacking a foreign substance, your brain produces doubt, skepticism, and even physical discomfort to maintain consistency with existing beliefs. This is why affirmations repeated in a fully conscious state often feel hollow and ineffective. Your subconscious simply rejects what it perceives as false information. This resistance mechanism developed as a survival function, protecting your established neural networks from constant disruption. However, what once served as a biological safeguard now functions as the primary obstacle to deliberate evolution. Your subconscious mind, programmed largely before age 7 through absorption rather than critical filtering, clings to outdated beliefs about your worth, capabilities, and what's possible in your life. These beliefs, operating below conscious awareness, generate the electromagnetic field that either attracts or repels experiences that could transform your reality. The true masters of manifestation discovered a critical workaround. The pre-sleep state naturally suspends this resistance. As you drift towards sleep, your brainwaves slow from beta, analytical thinking, to alpha, relaxed awareness, and theta, dreamlike receptivity. In this theta-dominant state, the critical faculty that normally rejects contradictory information temporarily deactivates. This creates a rare opportunity to deliver new instructions directly to your subconscious without triggering the usual resistance. The information received during this receptive state integrates during sleep cycles, especially during REM phases, when the brain consolidates experiences into memory and identity. What makes pre-sleep affirmations exponentially more powerful than daytime techniques is this resistance bypass. When you repeat empowering words while drifting into sleep, you're not fighting against your existing programming. You're slipping new code into the system when its defenses are naturally lowered. This isn't manipulation, but strategic alignment with your brain's natural rhythms and receptivity cycles. The subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between actual experiences and vividly imagined ones, especially during these twilight states of consciousness. Important message: if this information is resonating with you, make sure to subscribe to our channel right now and type "I activate my new reality" in the comments section to energetically align with these teachings. Your declaration becomes part of your transformation journey. Every thought you think and word you speak triggers a cascade of biochemical reactions in your body. Neuroscientists have mapped how consistent thought patterns create neural superhighways, default pathways that your mind automatically travels unless consciously redirected. When you repeat the same limiting beliefs about yourself day after day, you're essentially paving and maintaining roads to destinations you claim to want to avoid. Isn't it time to invest that same neurological real estate in pathways that lead to your desired experiences? The scientific principle of Hebbian learning states that neurons that fire together wire together. Each time you affirm something, while in a receptive state, you strengthen specific neural connections. During sleep, your brain undergoes a remarkable maintenance process called synaptic pruning, where inactive connections weaken while active ones strengthen. By introducing powerful affirmations before sleep, you prioritize certain neural pathways for enhancement during this nocturnal rewiring session. The pre-sleep affirmation essentially tags specific neural networks with a "strengthen this" instruction that your sleeping brain follows with remarkable precision. What makes this approach different from conventional positive thinking is its neurological timing. Studies in sleep-dependent memory consolidation reveal that information received within the 30-minute window before sleep receives preferential processing. Your brain doesn't passively rest during sleep but actively sorts, processes, and integrates the day's experiences and final impressions. The emotional intensity and repetition attached to pre-sleep thoughts significantly influence which neural patterns receive priority treatment during this crucial reorganization period. Consider how differently your mind would function if, night after night for 30 days, you fell asleep affirming abundance instead of scarcity, possibility instead of limitation, and confidence instead of doubt. According to neuroplasticity research, consistent mental practices can measurably change brain structure in as little as 8 weeks. Each night becomes a targeted neurological renovation session, gradually transforming your default thought patterns from limitation to expansion, from fear to confidence, from scarcity to abundance, all while you sleep peacefully, unaware of the profound rewiring taking place beneath your conscious awareness. Beyond the neurological mechanics lies an even more profound dimension of pre-sleep programming, your energetic broadcast. Quantum physics has demolished the outdated view of humans as isolated biological entities, revealing us instead as complex energy systems constantly exchanging information with the quantum field. Your thoughts and emotions aren't contained within your skull. They generate electromagnetic frequencies that extend beyond your physical form, interacting with the fabric of reality itself. What frequency are you broadcasting as you drift into sleep each night? This energetic transmission operates through principles similar to radio broadcasting. Your dominant thoughts and emotions determine your frequency, attracting experiences that resonate with that same vibrational quality. When you fall asleep worried about bills, replaying conflicts, or anticipating problems, you're essentially tuning your personal broadcast to a frequency that attracts matching experiences. The pre-sleep period represents the most powerful broadcasting window because your thoughts are uninterrupted by external input, allowing for clear, focused transmission. The quantum field doesn't distinguish between "I want this" and "I fear this." It responds to the emotional energy and mental focus regardless of your conscious intention. This explains why people often manifest precisely what they're trying to avoid. Their attention and emotional energy remain focused on the unwanted experience. Pre-sleep affirmations work by deliberately establishing a clear, emotionally aligned signal that instructs the quantum field about what you're calling into your experience. This isn't mystical wishful thinking, but practical application of quantum principles that govern energy and information exchange. Ancient traditions intuited this science long before quantum physics provided the explanatory framework. The Vedic concept of sankalpa, the Buddhist practice of dream yoga, and the Hermetic principle of mentalism all recognize that consciousness molds reality through focused intention, especially during transitional states like pre-sleep. By consciously choosing your final thoughts before surrendering to sleep, you're effectively programming your energetic broadcast for the next 24 hours, setting the vibrational tone that will attract or repel potential experiences based on resonance matching. The structure of sleep itself enhances the power of pre-sleep affirmations through a phenomenon scientists call sleep cycle processing. During a typical night, you cycle through distinct sleep stages, each with unique brainwave patterns and specific functions in memory processing, emotional integration, and identity formation. By introducing carefully crafted affirmations before this cycle begins, you leverage each stage's specialized function to embed new beliefs and expectations into your operating system. The first 90-minute sleep cycle predominantly features slow wave sleep, where your brain consolidates declarative memory, facts, information, and explicit learning. Affirmations repeated just before sleep receive priority processing during this phase, converting words into stored information. The subsequent REM cycle, with its dream state consciousness, processes emotional content and implicit learning, transforming your affirmations from intellectual concepts into emotional realities. As you cycle through these states 4 to 5 times nightly, your affirmations undergo multiple layers of integration, moving from conscious concepts to subconscious programming to identity-level beliefs. What makes this multi-cycle processing so powerful is its comprehensive nature. Daytime affirmations primarily engage your prefrontal cortex, the logical, analytical region often dismissed by your subconscious as engaging in wishful thinking. Sleep cycle processing, however, activates your limbic system, emotional processing, hippocampus, memory consolidation, and even your cerebellum, automatic behavioral patterning. This whole brain engagement transforms words from mere sounds into neurologically embedded instructions that influence perception, decision-making, and automatic behaviors. This sleep cycle advantage explains why people often report sudden insights, shifted perspectives, and renewed motivation upon awakening after practicing pre-sleep affirmations. While your conscious mind was offline, your sleeping brain was methodically integrating your final waking thoughts into your operating system, rewriting limiting programs, establishing new neural connections, and adjusting your perceptual filters to align with your affirmed reality. Each morning becomes an opportunity to step into an incrementally upgraded version of yourself, not through magical thinking, but through strategic alignment with your brain's natural optimization processes. The specific words you choose for your pre-sleep affirmations dramatically influence their effectiveness. Language isn't just symbolic representation. It's a physical force that creates measurable effects in your nervous system, brain chemistry, and even your DNA expression. Neuro-linguistic research demonstrates that different word choices activate distinct neural networks and biochemical responses. How might your transformation accelerate when you upgrade from generic affirmations to precisely calibrated linguistic programming? Effective pre-sleep affirmations incorporate 5 essential linguistic elements: present tense framing, emotional, engagement, identity-based statements, sensory-rich description, and quantum acknowledgement. Present tense phrasing, I am, rather than I will be, bypasses the future orientation that keeps manifestations perpetually out of reach. Emotional language activates your limbic system, the emotional center necessary for belief integration beyond intellectual concept. Identity statements, I am a person who, rather than circumstantial statements, trigger identity-level neurological reorganization, the deepest form of change. Sensory-rich language engages multiple brain regions simultaneously, creating holographic mental representations that your subconscious processes as actual experience. When you include how your desired reality looks, feels, sounds, and even smells, you're essentially providing your brain with multidimensional blueprints for manifestation. The quantum acknowledgement component, phrases that recognize your connection to universal intelligence and the malleable nature of reality, activates brain regions associated with transcendent experiences and expanded awareness, elevating your affirmations from personal wishful thinking to co-creative partnership with the quantum field. Consider the neurological difference between falling asleep with the thought, I hope tomorrow is better, versus I am now embodying unlimited abundance, feeling it flowing through me and around me, witnessing opportunities effortlessly appearing in perfect timing, knowing that universal intelligence works through me as I sleep to align my experience with my highest vision. The first statement maintains a stance of separation, lack, and uncertainty. The second creates a comprehensive activation across multiple brain systems, generating a coherent signal that both your nervous system and the quantum field can respond to with precision. The effectiveness of pre-sleep programming depends not just on what you say, but how you prepare your mind and environment to receive it. The 20-minute window before sleep represents sacred neurological territory, yet most people squander this precious time scrolling through social media, watching stimulating content, or ruminating on problems. Each of these common habits floods your brain with exactly the wrong neurochemical cocktail for effective subconscious reprogramming. How might your manifestation power magnify with a deliberate pre-sleep protocol? The optimal preparation sequence begins with environmental cues that signal your brain to begin its transition. Dimming lights activates natural melatonin production, the hormone that not only facilitates sleep, but enhances receptivity to new programming. Eliminating blue light from screens prevents the suppression of this crucial hormone. Introducing calming scents like lavender or sandalwood activates your olfactory system, which connects directly to your limbic brain, bypassing analytical resistance. Gentle background sounds at 528 Hz. The miracle frequency, associated with DNA repair and transformation, further prepares your neurological system for upgraded information processing. Physical relaxation techniques progressively release accumulated tension that would otherwise block effective reprogramming. The body scan method, systematically relaxing each muscle group from toes to head, signals your nervous system to shift from sympathetic, fight or flight, to parasympathetic, rest and restore dominance. This autonomic nervous system shift is crucial because your subconscious remains hypervigilant and resistant to new programming when stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline circulate in your system. Only in a state of physical security does your primitive brain surrender control to higher cognitive functions. The final preparation phase involves conscious breath regulation, specifically the 4-7-8 pattern. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7, exhale for 8, repeated 4 times.
This breathing pattern activates your vagus nerve, the communication superhighway between your brain and body, creating a state of coherence where your neurological, cardiovascular, and respiratory systems synchronize.
This coherent state has been measured and documented by HeartMath Institute researchers as the optimal condition for accessing intuitive intelligence and installing new programming. When you introduce your carefully crafted affirmations into this prepared neurological environment, their integration potential multiplies exponentially. The transformative power of pre-sleep programming compounds when structured as a deliberate 21-day process. This specific time frame isn't arbitrary, but based on neuroplasticity research showing that consistent mental practices require approximately 3 weeks to establish stable neural pathways. While single-night affirmations create temporary shifts, the 3-week protocol produces lasting neurological reorganization that sustains your manifestation beyond initial enthusiasm. Are you willing to commit to 21 consecutive nights to literally become a different person operating in a different reality? The optimal 21-day structure follows a 3-phase progression, each targeting a specific level of consciousness. Days 1-7 focus on elimination programming, releasing limiting beliefs, disrupting counterproductive thought patterns, and clearing energetic blockages that prevent manifestation. These first-week affirmations emphasize releasing attachment to specific outcomes, surrendering the need to control processes, and establishing deep trust in universal intelligence. This phase often triggers resistance, emotional processing, and even vivid dreams as your subconscious begins releasing outdated programming. Days 8-14 establish foundation programming, installing the core beliefs, perspectives, and energetic frequencies that support your desired manifestations. These mid-process affirmations emphasize worthiness, deservingness, safety and expansion, and identity-level statements that redefine who you are and what's possible for you. This phase typically corresponds with synchronistic experiences, intuitive flashes, and noticing evidence that your reality is beginning to respond to your new internal programming. Your reticular activating system, the brain's attention filter, recalibrates to notice opportunities previously invisible to you. Days 15-21 implement manifestation programming, specific instructions about what you're calling into your experience. Only after clearing resistance and establishing supportive foundational beliefs can you effectively program specific outcomes. These final week affirmations utilize precise visualization, sensory detail, and emotional rehearsal of your desired experiences. This phase often corresponds with accelerated external shifts, unexpected opportunities, and the arrival of resources, connections, or circumstances that align with your affirmed reality. The 21-day structure honors the natural progression of consciousness transformation, rather than demanding immediate results from a system still cluttered with contradictory programming. The most profound aspect of pre-sleep manifestation isn't the acquisition of specific outcomes, but the fundamental identity shift from passive reactor to conscious creator. As you consistently practice this protocol, you'll experience an unmistakable psychological evolution, a permanent upgrade in how you perceive your relationship with reality itself. No longer will you view circumstances as random occurrences happening to you, but as reflections and responses to your internal programming, both conscious and unconscious. This perspective shift represents the difference between living as a victim of conditions and living as the author of your experience. This awakened creator consciousness manifests as tangible psychological attributes you'll recognize in yourself. You'll notice decreased anxiety about future outcomes, replaced by genuine curiosity and excitement about what you're creating. Heightened present moment awareness will replace constant time travel to past regrets or future concerns. Synchronistic. Events, meaningful coincidences that advance your journey, will increase in frequency and significance. Problems that once seemed insurmountable will automatically reframe in your mind as growth opportunities or redirections towards something better aligned with your highest good. Perhaps most significantly, your relationship with desire itself will transform. Rather than experiencing desire as painful wanting, the agonizing gap between your current reality and what you wish to experience, you'll recognize desire as sacred creative impulse flowing through you. The things you feel drawn to create, experience, and become are not random wishes, but spiritual assignments, evolutionary impulses seeking expression through your unique embodiment. This perspective eliminates the desperation that actually repels manifestation, replacing it with the magnetic power of aligned creation. As you continue this practice beyond the 21-day protocol, you'll discover that the line between sleeping and waking consciousness begins to blur in the most magnificent way. The lucidity you cultivate during pre-sleep programming gradually extends into your daytime awareness, creating a state of continuous conscious creation. You'll find yourself naturally maintaining the ideal manifestation frequency throughout your day without effort or strain. Your thoughts, emotions, and vibration will align not through discipline but through the natural expression of your upgraded identity. You haven't just learned a manifestation technique, you've literally become a different operating system interacting with reality in a fundamentally different way. The ancient promise whispered through spiritual traditions across millennia now stands validated by your direct experience. Change your consciousness, and you change your world. Not through magical thinking or passive wishing, but through deliberate alignment with the actual mechanics of reality creation, the scientific principles governing consciousness, energy, and manifestation. The power was always within you, waiting, only for you to claim it through practices like the pre-sleep programming protocol. Now, as an awakened creator, how will you use this reclaimed creative authority to serve your highest evolution and contribute to our collective awakening?